The NFL tends to have good logos amongst their teams as compared to many other companies of the world. This has helped in creating some very passionate fan bases throughout the past 100 years. Today, I will be ranking NFL logos and their attributes. First, we will start with a tier list, and then I will number rank them out of each individual category. Alright, I'm going to go Bengals. I think it's decent. I feel like it's hard to pull off in a graphic standpoint just a one-letter logo. I like the texture inside the B, and I like the sharp kind of angles with the outline, but overall I think it could be better. But I do like their uniforms, but that is another video. Their helmets are awesome. Next, we've got the Panthers. I think their logo, I would say it's pretty good. I feel like there should be an outline around this, not just having the inside part of the black just kind of bleeding out. It looks well on helmets. The eyes and the teeth, they contrast well. Overall, I think it's a pretty good logo. I think it could be better, but I think it's like a solid 7, 8 out of 10. Next, we have the Broncos. The Broncos, I think it's a decent logo again. I think it could be better. I think that it fills too much space horizontally and not enough vertically, so it's like a little disproportionate when you're looking at it. But overall, it's like a historic team. I think the navy outline around it is not the best thing, just because like look at it against this background. Those type of outlines you want to do either bright colors, or if you're going to do a dark color, probably do black. Something I've noticed when like watching them is the navy outline on their logo is just kind of odd to me. Next, we have the Texans. I honestly think this is a great logo. It's very Texas. It's got the star, it's got the red, white, and the blue, the sharp stroke outline around the whole logo, and just the angle of, like, in terms of animal logos, the angle that it is like portrayed the photo like from is like the best, I would say, out of all of these. And so because of that altogether, I think it is top tier. It's right up there. Now we've got New York. I would say it's pretty It's only letters, which, I mean, when you're doing like a typography like based logo, it's hard to get right. And you know, they've had this logo for a while. I like that it's symmetrical. I like that the Y goes under and like matches it well. The colors, the red, white, and navy, their team colors, like not bad, but I don't know. I just think it could be better. The Lions. I am a Lions fan. I've grown up with the Lions. And I honestly think this new logo they've had since 2017, I believe, I think it's right up there as one of the best logos. It's the same shape as their other logo, but something about they added highlights into it and more detail into this logo. And I just think the way with the outlines and the sharp angles and just the overall look of it and what you feel from looking at it, I think it is one of the best logos in my opinion. Their old logo, it's funny, like when I was a kid, they didn't have any shadows. It was just like a one color silhouette of the lion, and I always thought the arms was like the mouth. And it's just it's funny looking back. I know I'm not the only one who thought that either. Next, we've got the Patriots logo. It's funny. I've seen this logo on like so many different schools, and like I think it looks good on a helmet, but it's like something about these types of logos when they're disproportionate, like they're longer horizontally and not that tall. I just think it's hard to make them look good on like merchandise design and like other types of graphics. You want like a more filling up like a square ratio of space, if that makes sense. And so, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to put it in decent because of that. Same way the Broncos one, if you can tell what I mean. Like the Lions and the Texans one, they take up more of a square. And I feel like with logo design, you want as much of that square filled. I just think it looks better that way. And that's totally my opinion, you know. Everyone has a different view. Next, we've got the Dolphins logo. I like the dolphin. I like the simplistic like aspect of it. I like the tones, the teal and the orange with the white outline. It looks cool. Circle shaped logos tend to do pretty well in terms of like online sales and just overall like appeal of logos. So I'm going to put it in pretty good. I think it's a pretty good logo. I don't even know what I would change to make it better, but yeah, I don't think it's the best, but I think it's pretty good. Next, we've got the Raiders. I like the shield aspect and kind of like the pirate vibe of it all. It is interesting. There's only a few teams that actually have their name written down in their logos. Raiders, Jets, Steelers. I don't know. I think it's a decent logo. I think it could be better. I like the black and white. I don't know. Not my favorite. There's also something I think about putting humans on a logo of a helmet that other humans are going to wear. And I think that I think that just kind of rubs me the wrong way in terms of logo design. But yeah, that's like my own bias. Next, we've got the Rams logo. I actually really like this redesign. I'm going to put it in pretty good. It's just like a text-based design. It's modern. The typeface they used is just like modern and smooth. And like they have the shadow, the Rams horn. I liked that in the old Rams logo, on their helmets, they had the Rams horn go around. I think that made them have like one of, if not the best helmet designs. And I like that they use that in their like new actual logo. And especially it's like symmetrical. So it would look great like on just the front of like a shirt or something. I also like the blue and yellow. I'm from Michigan, so Michigan Wolverines, that blue and yellow has always appealed to me. And I think they did it pretty well. Next up, we've got the Jets logo. I'm going to put the Jets logo in decent, I would say. I like the typeface on it. I like that it's like almost your typical oval shape, except it's shaped like a football. The font they used, I like how it lays together. I think it could be better, though. I don't think it's perfect. But yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. Now we've got the Washington Commanders logo. I think I just got to put it in bad. I mean, the stroke outline on the W looks good, but I mean, it's just a blank like W. I think they could have put more effort in it. Just compared to the detail of the Redskins logo back in the day, like this just feels rushed. And like when you look at something like the Ravens logo or like any of these other ones, like they're simple, but yet for the most part, there's like a clean aspect to it. And I just think this is like too simple. And so I'm going to put it in bad because I just think it lacks character as a logo. Next up, we've got the new Bears logo. So this just changed. I actually like the detail of it a lot. I like the color combo, the orange and the navy. I think the white outline looks like really good and improves a lot. Like I feel like that, if done right on the Broncos logo, could like really have made the Broncos logo look better. But I also think the Broncos logo might just need like a redesign. I'm going to put the Bears logo, their new one, at pretty good. I don't know what I would really change about it. I think it's pretty good, honestly, in comparison to their old logo, which I'm just going to put in bad. I mean, it showed up on this list, and I'm just going to put it there because it doesn't go anywhere else. Next up, we've got the Cowboys logo. Honestly, I'm going to put it in pretty good. I think that it's really clean. I know it's simple and it's just a star, but it seems to like represent a lot. Like it has that whole like Texas. It feels very Texas, the same way the Texans one actually does. I do think the double outline, I think the outer one, I would look just better if it was just this middle navy star and then just this one white outline. I think it'd be like a better logo. But overall, I think it's pretty good. Every time I've used like stars in my own like designs or clothing designs or logo designs, like I've always liked the aspect that they bring to a design. And so because of that, I put them up there in terms of just shape. And so yeah, I'm going to leave it at pretty good. Next up, we've got the Vikings logo. I think it's interesting. It's very detailed in compared to like a lot of other logos. I think I'm gonna put it in pretty good. I think it could be better. I think the way it like represents it as well. It's a little tall, which is like interesting. It's like the opposite of a lot of these other logos, like the Broncos one or the Seahawks one. They're like a lot wider. This one's like more tall than it is wide. But yeah, I like their helmet a lot. Like the helmet design, like I said, that's another video, but the Vikings helmet design is awesome. I think it's almost too detailed possibly. So that's not why it's at the best. But next up, we've got the Packers logo. Honestly, I'm going to put it at I think it's simple and clean, but it's kind of a lot like the Bears logo in terms of it's just like one letter with a couple outlines. It fills up, it's like your typical oval logo shape. I mean, it's classic. It represents a lot, but it could be better. I wouldn't change it. Like, I don't know, changing the Packers logo just like this deep, like it just seems like it could be a hit or miss. But I think in terms of like actual just like what it is as a logo, I think it's pretty Next up, we've got the Jaguars logo. Honestly, it's awesome. Like the teal and the yellow and the black outline, the white pops out very well because of the black in it. And yeah, I'm going to put it as one of the best. I just think it's a really good logo. And if you like covered the helmet with that entire logo on the side, this is something where like the bigger the logo is on like clothing, I feel like the better it would look. And I feel like that's what you want. And I feel like the Jaguars logo represents that very well. Next up, we've got the Browns logo. I do like that it's just a football helmet for some reason. Like I feel like it's easy to spot, like you know what it is. When I was younger, I always wondered like why it wasn't actually brown. The orange kind of pops though. It has like a sticker look to it. I'm still gonna put it in though. I think it has a cool representation of like the NFL. Like when you think of the teams, like this logo does come to mind across them all. But yeah, I just don't think it's like optimal, and I don't even really know what you would do. But I'm just gonna leave it there. Next up, we've got the Kansas City Chiefs. I do like that it's like a spearhead. And their colors are really nice. Like their red is very bright and saturated, like compared to like every other team in the league. But I just think this logo, I got to put it at I think it could be better and more modern. I think the K and the C could be like redone. I also don't really like the jaggedness of it. I mean, I get that like what it represents, but also when you have like a double outline with the jaggedness, I just think it makes it look weird. So yeah, I don't know. I think it could be better, but I don't know. I don't like it. Next up, we've got the Chargers logo. I'm going to put this one in decent. Like I said with the other ones, like this one's very long and not very tall. And it's like, how do you put that on a shirt and just like make it look good? Like it's hard. It looks good. It looks amazing on the side of a helmet. And those old navy and yellow like helmets they had back in the 2000s, those were great. I also I don't like this lighter blue that they changed to. I think this lighter blue with the yellow just looks so odd to me, and I would rather that be navy. I think it would look a lot better. And so overall, the lightning of it and the shape of it is decent, but the color scheme and like the fact that it's not like proportional, it just throws me off. Next up, we've got the Cardinals logo. I actually really like the Cardinals logo. I'm going to put it at pretty good. I think it's very simple and clean. It has the double outline, the black and the white contrast the red and the beak, the yellow on the beak very well. And I just think that it's like a very clean logo. It's simple, like maybe it could be redone and added more like white highlights, kind of like the Lions logo. But I think where it's at, I think it's pretty good. And so I'm going to leave it there. And that would bring me to the Eagles. The Eagles, I think, have probably one of, if not the best logos in the NFL. And like, yeah, for example, like these like little shadows here and like the spikes around the whole thing, just the sharpness of it all. It like outdoes this logo by a lot. But this one, like, I feel like this one represents like a more modern era, and this kind of like represents just like a simple feeling. I don't really know how to put that into words better, but yeah, the Eagles have a great logo. I also heard that these like fins are supposed to like represent an E for Eagles, and I thought that was really cool and interesting. But yeah, aesthetically, I think the Eagles have like the best logo in my opinion. Next, we've got the Falcons logo. I like their color schemes. I like their uniforms. I like the sharpness of it, the sharpness of the angles and everything. I like that it's shaped like an F. I think that's like unique, but also I just think that it could be better done, and I just don't like it fully. I think I gotta put it somewhere between decent and pretty good. I feel like it's like on the edge. So I'm probably going to put it at decent. And when I do the number ranking later on, it'll probably be the best decent logo. But yeah, next up we've got the Bills logo. Honestly, I really like the Bills logo with the buffalo and the outlines and that red rectangle shape through it all, just through the middle. I think it's like perfectly placed. I like the white outline around everything. It doesn't make the blue and the red touch at all, which I think is really cool. I honestly think it's one of the best logos. I think it's a really good logo. It's got the red, white, and blue. The colors are bright, and I think it's clean and overall pretty simple, but it's better than the Panthers logo. So I think it's better than all these logos, and I would take it. Next up, we've got the Steelers logo. I think the Steelers logo is classy. I like this circular aspect of it. Like I said earlier, circular logos sell well. They do well. They're aesthetically pleasing. But yeah, I don't know. I'm going to put it in decent. It is one of the only ones that has the actual Steelers name in it, like I was talking about earlier. But I don't know. I think it could be better. I like how it contrasts with their uniforms with the yellow and black. I think it looks great. But just in terms of like a logo aspect, I like that it's simple, but I just don't think it's the best it could be. But yeah, I would say it's pretty high up there for decent logos too. Next up, we've got the Saints logo. Honestly, I've always thought the Saints logo was cool ever since I was a kid, before I got into like graphic work or anything. So because of that, I think I got to put it at pretty good. I like the color scheme, like the beige color with the black outline and then the white and then the black again. I just think it takes like a simple shape and then really just kind of outdoes itself, if that makes sense. And so, yeah, I think it's a pretty good logo. Next up, we've got the Titans logo. I don't know, like when I look at it, there's like some cool parts of it. Like the flames are really cool. It's got an interesting shape to it, but I don't know. I always just didn't like it that much. I'm gonna put it in I think it could be better, but I don't know, that blue flame with the red and then the white around it. I think that looks like good. I just don't like the T. And I just don't like the circular part. And maybe my opinion on that will change. But I don't know. I think it's the top of the which is so funny sounding. Now we've got the Colts logo, the horseshoe. I think it's simple and classy. It looks good on the side of a helmet. I don't think it's perfect, but I think I don't know. I like the simplisticness of it. I think it deserves to be indecent. I could put it in but I don't know. I feel like it's on the lower end of decent. San Francisco logo, I mean, it's got the similar like letter overlay as Kansas City right there. You can see them next to each other. But I don't know. I think that oval shape and the way they do the outlines, and how the gold comes in a little more at the sides than at the top, I just think it's a pretty good logo. And I think this is like what Kansas City's could have been, right? But yeah, obviously not like just with an oval shape, but like the smoothness of it, the cleanness of it, I think it's pretty good. And then we've got the Buccaneers logo with the flag and the sword handle as the flagpole. I got to put it as one of the best. I don't know. I think the color contrast is great. The outlines makes the contrast pop. It looks great on the side of a helmet. It looks great all around. This logo, it looks amazing. And I don't know. I think it's one of the best. So it's right up there, and that's where I would rank it. Next, we've got the Seahawks and the Ravens. So here's the thing. They're both the same sort of what I was talking about earlier, where they're wider than they are tall. The Ravens is a little taller, but I don't know. I think that plays a big factor to me, but also like I feel like the Ravens logo, the color scheme, the B, the red in the eye, the outlines, I just think the aggressiveness of it looks great. The color contrast, everything, I think it looks great. I think it should go in best, but the lower end of the best logos. But I think that the Ravens logo is pretty good. And then, yeah, I don't know. The Seahawks logo, it's simple. It's similar. It's simple. I like the way the beak comes down. I think the beak is better than the Ravens. And I think the green in the eye is interesting. The way it's split in the middle, I think it's a pretty clean logo. I just think I think it's just like too long. It's not tall enough. And I just feel like it could be better. It just makes the head look squished and like odd to me. And so because of that, I got to put it in decent. I'm sorry. So here, if I move the camera, I got to put the Seahawks in decent. And so yeah, this is how we would end the ranking. Here are my 7 best logos. And so here, let's rank them from 32 down to 1. All right, so now let's rank the logos by category. This one's not going to count in the ranking, but we know this is 32. I'm going to go 32 there. I'm going to go 31, 30, Packers 29, 28, Kansas City, 27, Titans, 26 on the Colts here, 25 on the Jets, 24 on the Raiders, 23 on the Bengals, 22 on the Broncos, 21 on the Patriots. I'm going to do 20, 19, 18, 17 on the Seahawks. And then let's do 16 on the Vikings, 15 on the Bears, 14 on the Rams. And then I'm going to go 13 on the Saints, 12 on the Panthers, 11 on the 49ers, 10 on the Cowboys, 9 on the Cardinals. I'm going to do 8 on the Dolphins. And then now we have our best 7. I'm going to go 7 for the Ravens, 6 for the Jaguars, 5 I'm going to go Texans, 4 I'm going to go Bills, 3 I'm going to go Lions, 2 I'm going to go Buccaneers, and then 1 I'm going to go Eagles for the best logo. Eagles at 1, Commanders at 32. That is my ranking for NFL logos as a graphic designer. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a good day. Peace.